73 or look for me at newyorklife.com.
Do you want your next Atlanta event to be memorable? If so, have Drinking Color at your next function. Drinking Color is sophisticated bartending that creates signature cocktails for your special occasion. Wow your family, friends, and business associates next time with Drinking Color. You can contact the owner, Kiki Lewis, at 678-813-7102. That's 678-813-7102. You can also email her at drinkandcolor@gmail.com and follow on Instagram at drinkandcolor. And tell her you were referred by the Wait a Minute Show. Drink and Color, cocktail catering. Let the cocktail sparkle at your next event.
It's the Wait a Minute Show.
Whoa. Ma'am, you wait for me to come in and then you say your line. So let's try that again. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and this is...
It's the Wait a Minute Show.
On X Quad Radio Network. Nobody told you to jump queue and get ahead of me when I'm coming back from the break, lady. Goodness. You should know better than that. See, she's been hanging around Lopan a little bit too much.
Indeed.
Shut up, Lopan. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from the break. It's just chaotic in here. I mean, it just folks... I think they got paid or something. Somebody got a check this today or something, so they feeling themselves. But regardless, we are back and we are talking sports. And like I was saying before I went to the break, NBA season is almost here, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be here before you know it. Actually, it'll be here right around TDSS 5, which is the Doug Stewart Show 5 annual event that he's going to be having here in the ATL, October 18th, 19th, and 20th. So go to xquadaffiliates.com/TDD or TDSS5. See, they try and confuse me. But the NBA season is almost upon us. And guys are in training camp right now. We got teams traveling. Preseason ball is going down. So we got a lot of stuff that we got to look forward to. And some of the things, and I'll go through the conferences, if you will. So teams like Boston, Brooklyn, Philadelphia, Toronto, not as much, but Toronto, you got to give them their respect that they are the defending champions. The Pacers, the Bucks, and even the Heat. There are a lot of guys that moved around this offseason and moved to new teams. And we will be having question marks, about them. Some of Washington Wizards, like, when are they going to just go ahead and separate John Wall and Bradley Beal from each other? It's not working. It's time for either Bradley to stay or John to stay, and then you move on with, some other addition or other piece to go with this team. They tried it. It just didn't work. So I'm not really looking for anything from Washington. So I don't want to hear anyone bringing up Washington Wizards talk. Miami Heat. I do like the Miami Heat. I think they are young. I think, they got a lot of potential ahead of them. You got guys like Jimmy Butler. You got Dragic on this team. And then you got the rookie. And I'm trying to remember the rookie's name out of Kentucky. I don't know why I cannot remember his name right now. Let me see if I can look it up. Tyler Herro. That is another guy that, I think that will be able to help out this team. He had a really good summer league and really caught a lot of people's eyes. So in Miami, they do it well. And my man Jeff Fox, that's down there in Miami, he was interviewing Eric Spoelstra, and Eric Spoelstra was talking about, just kind of like the culture that they created in Miami and the standards that they set. So they are always, especially with a guy like Pat Riley as well, they are always going to be in the mix for trying to make the team better. I don't think they are actually a team that will really just have like a step back, like the Philadelphia 76ers had, where, this whole trust the process thing. So I'm going to be interested in seeing, what Miami does, with some of the youngins that they have down there. Milwaukee Bucks, what are they going to be? Did they figure out anything? Did they learn anything? Giannis is talking about he's ready to pick Kyle Korver's brain, I guess, when it comes to shooting, because he definitely showed that was going to be an issue for him going forward if he did not fix it. So has Giannis fixed his jumper, or has he developed a jumper? And speaking of jumpers, the Philadelphia 76ers fans, I'm sure, are all going to be sitting there waiting when the season starts to see if Ben Simmons is not just taking shots inside the paint or just not driving to the basket. And word is, and there's some video I think out there of him, that he has developed himself a jump shot. I mean, that will help him get going. He doesn't need to have, a 3-point shot per se at this point. He should develop one, because that's part of the game these days, that guys are shooting, long distance shots. But have something that can alter a game and can alter a situation, because we all know the fourth quarter, that was a problem. You either have to be in a close game, or if you were in a game where you had to shoot your way back into it, he was of no help to you. So has Ben Simmons got himself a jumper? Joel Embiid is down 20 pounds. He's talking about that. I guess you can say he's taking it a little bit more serious. Can he stay away and be injury free? Mike Scott, can he just not fight Eagles? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It's just a joke. I'm just, and maybe I shouldn't be joking, but they lost JJ Redick on this team, so how's their shooting going to be? How they're spreading, going to be of the ball. But the Philadelphia 76ers will be, interesting of a team. Indiana Pacers will be, a little interesting. The Raptors, like I said, Siakam, I think he is going to be the man now. That torch is going to be passed over to him from Kyle Lowry. So, I'm not expecting them to repeat as champions. I think they're going to have, some issues in the Eastern Conference. I don't see them in the top half. I do see them making the playoffs, but I think they'll be in the bottom half with this team, because Kawhi Leonard allowed them to do a lot of things, and Kawhi Leonard, did a lot of things for this team. But not having DeMar DeRozan anymore, hey, you traded off for a championship. So even if you get eliminated early out of the playoffs, which, like I said, I do have them making the playoffs, the return on the investment was more than enough. And I don't think Raptor fans will have a problem with that. Brooklyn Nets, I'll be a little interested in it, but we're all waiting until next year when KD get there. Yes, Kyrie is there, and what this young team with guys like Karis LeVert and Dinwiddie and all that stuff, what they'll do will be interesting. But let's just pump the brakes. This is all about next year for the Brooklyn Nets. And the Boston Celtics, you held on to all those draft picks. You did sign Kemba Walker. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say you didn't get anybody, but can you take the next step? Can you be the team to beat in the NBA Eastern Conference? I don't know. In the Wait a Minute Show chat room, one of the questions was, is Giannis going to stay with the Bucks? Is the bigger question. I do think he's going to stay with the Bucks. I think he liked Budenholzer. I think he likes the team, that's surrounding him, and they have a really good, opportunity to get to the finals, because one, Toronto is not in it. They do have to worry about Philadelphia. Don't get me wrong, but I think they will be one of the leading one or two that people are going to they probably will have Philadelphia and Milwaukee meeting in the Eastern Conference. So when you're getting there and you got an opportunity, it's a lot more different. It's a lot different than, not getting or getting early exits out of the playoffs versus making a long run, because then you start thinking to yourself, we're only a few pieces, or we just need to do this, or we need to just change that. So I think he stays with the team. I think he likes it there. He's not really a quote unquote superstar, flashy kind of guy, if you will. He's just a basketball player, and he likes playing basketball. And I think he'll stay right there in Milwaukee as long as they're doing the right things. So, Western Conference, where do we start? The Golden State Warriors. They're going to be without oh my gosh. Klay Thompson. Why was I having a brain fart? I'm sorry. They're going to be without Klay Thompson probably until the All-Star break. So how will the Golden State Warriors keep it all together? They do have D'Angelo Russell there. You going to be looking at, I guess Steph is really going to get his shot. He's really going to be his team or be back to his team, and it's not sharing it with anyone like it was with KD. But I don't know if this team will, again, like the Raptors, they're going to compete. Now, I give them more than just being in the bottom four of the Eastern Conference, making the playoffs. I think they will be in probably around 3 or 4 in the league. Now, they may be trailing, a few games behind some of these other teams, but I do think Golden State will still be a formidable team, somebody that you have to worry about, but no one will fear, if that makes sense. They'll worry about them, but no one will fear them. Who else? The LA Clippers. Obviously, how is this new team? They're kind of like the Cleveland Browns to a certain degree. Well, no, not even to a certain degree. They are. The Clippers haven't won anything. They haven't proven anything. All they did is they got some really good players. Now, don't get me wrong. PG-13 and Kawhi, to go with some of the guys that they already got, yes, they have put themselves in the conversation. But just like the Cleveland Browns is finding out right now, is that when everybody is gunning for you, when everybody is watching you, it's a totally different, experience. So, how is the Clippers going to handle? Now they got Doc Rivers, who knows a little thing about being in the spotlight, so that will help out. But how is this team going to be able to handle it if they go through a period where maybe they're trying to figure out and gel, like Mo Cheese was talking about earlier, with the team, with their teammates, and they struggle a little bit? How are they going to handle that criticism? How are they going to be able to overcome now? Good thing is that Kawhi hasn't talked about anything with, load management. So you should have him out there, but they are a team who looks excellent on paper, but we don't play on paper. We play on the court, and it will be decided. And also what's going to be decided is what the Lakers are going to be. Obviously they're going to be battling the Clippers, for, the city. LeBron, of course, is there, but they got some changes that I think that they made that they were not expecting, especially with Boogie Cousins going down, and he probably wouldn't have been playing for him anyway after the legal troubles that he's just recently ran into. But Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, is Dwight going to be just on the team, or will he be someone that people are going to be talking about with an issue, on the team? It's his second stint. With the team. They're moving on from, a lot of young talent that they had to a little bit more veteran, base. So, and Frank Vogel, how is Frank Vogel going to handle this team? He was their, third, fourth option, and he got the job. Maybe, he will end up being the right person for the job, but there's a bunch of question marks with him, This is a situation that will be new for him. He was at Indiana. He was at Orlando. They never would get the attention or never got the expectations that he's going to have with the Los Angeles Lakers and the fan base, that's there. So you got other teams, Houston Rockets with Russell Westbrook and James Harden. He out there on these one-legged threes and everything. So they're going to be a show to watch. The Pelicans, obviously, with Zion. The Denver Nuggets, they are going to be a year older, so you got to worry about them. OKC, nobody's going to be really talking about them. Minnesota Timberwolves, unfortunately, nobody's really probably going to be talking about them because it seems like they always trying to get it together. Even though I believed in them 2 years ago and I said, book it, 50 wins, and they let me down. But The Portland Trail Blazers, the Utah Jazz, those are other two teams. So the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference